By the turn of the millennium, a technology known as virtual reality will be in widespread use. It will allow you to enter computer-generated artificial worlds as unlimited as the imagination itself. Its creators foresee millions of positive uses, while others fear it as a new form of mind control. But there was a third outcome which no one foresaw. That's when a maniac in a Tron costume shows up at 3 a.m. asking whether you need any landscaping done. If you know anything about the Lawnmower Man, it's probably that Stephen King sued to have his name removed from the film because it had fuck all to do with his original short story. If you know two things about it, it's probably that this was the first place many people encountered the concept of virtual reality. What you probably didn't know is that there's a Super Nintendo game based on the Lawnmower Man. Let's get right into it. Why is my console so dirty? The controls are adequate, not much to complain about there. You can hold down the Y button to shoot constantly, the jump feels alright, and you can charge a Mega Buster shot to hit multiple enemies. I do wish you could move faster, especially when facing spry enemies like these chimps who jump higher than Spud Webb. And it's kinda weak that you can't shoot up or down or any direction except left and right. So you can't treat this game like Contra and just charge in with guns blazing. You have to be a lot more methodical, waiting for enemies to appear, killing them, then carefully moving forward. It's difficult to see enemy fire, so sometimes it seems like you died inexplicably. One-hit deaths are the rule here, unless you collect enough data discs to get a Tron suit of your own. Sometimes I like to imagine that data discs are audio CDs, like I blew up this dude's car and looted the full Iron Maiden discography. The disc trays are data encryption level, which is one of the many bewildering widgets on the screen. I just ignore most of that stuff. Point multipliers, indicators when enemies appear, who gives a shit. Having all this random stuff flashing on the screen gives the game an arcade feel, which I like. Before long, you'll find a portal reading access denied. Blast it until it changes to access granted, then hop into the first VR section. It looks like a primitive tech demo, but give them a break. It was 1994. The controls here are both sluggish and floaty, so make small adjustments and keep your eyes on the reticule as your navigational guidance. In the next street section, you'll find a terminal. I think you need to locate and destroy them all to get the best ending, so I can pretty much guarantee I won't be doing that. Don't get rattled by the time limit, as these are simple pattern matching exercises, and you can try again if you fail. Stage 1 continues with more VR, where you have to take out cyber chimps, and more of the streets, including this helicopter, which I always seem to self-destruct accidentally. After all that comes the first boss. The more of this gas station you blow up, the more fireballs fly out, until this Human Torch dude appears. I like how you can see the heat ripples above the character sprite, but this is pretty tough. I'm getting a lot of slowdown, and sometimes Fire Dude lands right on top of you. Don't show this part, I'm getting my ass kicked. Roll the movie. Because before we go further, you may like to know who or what the Lawnmower Man actually is, right? Pierce Brosnan is researching VR's potential to improve humanity.
Virtual reality holds a key to the evolution of the human mind, and that's my focus.
While the shady dudes he works for want to utilize the technology for warfare. That brings us to Job, a simple soul who mows lawns in Pierce's neighborhood.
Looks like you're working hard.
Yeah, I'm a real hard worker.
The doctor sees him as an ideal test subject and begins training him on VR. Hey, he has Coors Extra Gold. Do they still make that? Joe becomes hot and smart and ripped from playing video games and doing drugs. Just like me. But the bad guy secretly switches VR programming, so he becomes increasingly violent and out of control, while also developing telekinetic powers. Eventually, Job leaves his body to fully enter VR and take over the World Wide Web. It's a decent movie, if slow-moving, but there isn't much action upon which to base a video game. Like, you never saw Pierce running down the street frying bikers with a plasma cannon anywhere in there, did you? I'm also surprised that he can sky 15 feet in the air over a van, the way he constantly pounds liquor and smokes darts. Another weird detail that made it into the game is that the second player character is the mom who lives next door. She's barely in the movie, and definitely doesn't do any action hero stuff. Stage 2 takes place entirely inside the Cyber Run, a long third-person flying stage. You can take 12 hits before dying, which sound generous, but when you get hit, you're often stuck behind an obstacle bouncing off it like a ping pong ball. Checkpoints? Yeah, you wish. At least this game has an awesome retro-futurist soundtrack. The third stage is a warehouse, which requires mild puzzle solving. There are twin platforms which move together, and sometimes it seems like I have to position them strategically, other times it seems like I can ignore them and jump the gaps. What else is in here? Giant wasp, because that happened in the movie, don't ask. Another helicopter on the roof. That is so cheap! And this laser doohickey that seems like a boss, but I can run past it, so to hell with it. Let's jump into VR one more time and take Job down. Just fly around, dodge the projectiles, and blast his big freaky face. Like many parts of the game, it may not look that hard, but guess how many times you have to do this? Maybe 3 times? No, 7 times. And I should say 7 at minimum, because you have to fly through each green gate to flip it red. If you miss, like apparently I just did there, you make no progress on the fight.
You're a strange motherfucker. And I am too tired for this Lawnmower Man.
Finally, got him. So that's the end of the game, right? Job escapes, just like in the movie. But no, the story continues with a time skip during which Job threw the world into chaos. Now we're talking about tracking down someone named the Doom Player, who's taking control of the VR world. The funny thing is that the game manual specifically says to watch out for Lawnmower Man movie number 2, like they were waiting for someone to tell them the title, and a second game. There was a second movie, and it was number 2, alright, but it didn't get a game. On the one hand, it's kind of cool that the game serves as its own sequel, but on the other hand, I might as well go out and mow the yard, because doing that would have just as much to do with playing the game as that has to do with the movie, as it has to do with the original story, which is not a lot.
Play the game, remember? Oh, fuck you.
Calm down.
Fuck you.
Fine, I'll play the game. The controls on the mower were better though. Next we have a driving stage, because why not? You can take the car or the motorbike, but I don't see why you'd ever pick the car when the bike dodges enemies better. This is one of the easier stages because you don't have to start over after dying, but you only get 3 lives and 3 continues to finish the entire game, so every death stings. Stage 6 is a majestic flight through the cyber tube, the gimmick here being that you can rotate the screen around your character, so you're actually controlling the position of the obstacles. You'll definitely take a few hits just figuring out what the hell is going on here. That's why the limited continues are such a sticking point for me. The game has no password system, and every time you reach a new area, you're likely to die a bunch. We made it to the city, just 1 stage left. I have to say, things look pretty normal around here for what that cutscene described as post-apocalypse. Oh, never mind, a vending machine is attacking me now. Desk chairs too. How does anybody get any work done around here? The office building includes the hardest VR sections yet, more cyber chimps, and this laser-wielding dick you have to fight in an enclosed space. Is that the Doom Player? He looks like Dwight Schrute. Naturally, the final boss fight is unlike anything else in the game. It resembles an old-school arcade game with weapons and shields falling from the top of the screen amongst the asteroid storms. These weapons have limited ammo, so I just grab whatever I can. The green ninja stars seem good. Again, this is a long fight. Who do I have to cyber-fillet to get an enemy life bar on the screen? Ooh, his arm fell off. He's getting pissed. Watch out, Doom Player, because it's ass, gas, or grass, and nobody mows for free. Huh, I guess he was actually one of the chimpanzees all along. Twist! It's an ambitious game, has a lot of variation in gameplay, and that's impressive, but unfortunately, I have to say that Lawnmower Man is not a lot of fun to just pick up and play. The frustration factor is very high, but if you want to put some time into it, like hours, then you might enjoy checking it out. Let me hit you with a comparison. Battletoads on NES. Lawnmower Man isn't as fun or as challenging as Battletoads. Like, no shit, right? But the concept is similar. You constantly have to adapt to new forms of gameplay, and you have to be good at all of them to beat the game. Like, really good. Now, I didn't spend all summer mowing lawns just to have my ass beat down by the game that I bought, so hang on. Yeah, hello.
Hi, you have reached Lawnmower Man for Super Nintendo Emporium.
I'd like to make a return.
What would you like to return?
I'd like to return Lawnmower Man on Super Nintendo.
But why?
Well, it's Lawnmower Man on Super Nintendo.
Well, unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to give you cash back for Lawnmower Man on Super Nintendo. I could potentially give you in-store credit.
Alright, store credit. What can I get with that?
Boy, you could get Lawnmower Man on Super Nintendo.
Alright, I should have seen that one coming.
I was born dumb.
I'm on the air, man. I'm on